Hey folks, how are you doing? Look, I gotta apologize. Last week Thursday was a bit messy. In fact, last week was a bit messy because we're supposed to have two streams, ended up only doing one, and then I got pretty nasty headache on Thursday, which was kind of stink. But anyway, we're here to get going, and as promised, we were going to be doing normal distribution questions today. So today's main focus is just covering these types of questions. Now, these types of questions are achieved questions, and I've literally got about I think about 7 or 8 questions to go through, and then I'll actually just once we finish the 8 questions, we'll be done for today, and then tomorrow we'll start looking at a little bit more some of the trickier normal distribution questions. Now, these are variants of exam questions, so I've just taken past few exam questions and I've rewritten them into achieved ones. Okay, so starting off with question 1, what I'm going to do is part 1 and part 2. I'll give you folks a couple of minutes to do the questions by yourself, see how you go with the answer, and then I'll go through the answers and you can kind of see how you went about it. So I'll give you about 90 seconds to do this. Now, if you want to do this by graphics calculator straight away, yep, go for it. But remember that it is a good idea to show the Z value, and it's also a good idea to show like a little diagram. What's the time limit at? Oh, yep. Not bad. 2-second delay. So I'm just going to go through question 1, part 1 of this, and I'm going to show you a diagram as well. And pretty much with this one, if you want me to do it with the long table method, just give me a yell. I will probably just get it done. But other than that, I'm going to start doing it the what I might do is I might just do the long method first and then show you how to do it in the calculator. All right, so for part 1, what we have got here is I always like drawing the bell curve to start with, because it just makes it easy for me to see where things are. The mean is 14, and then the standard deviation is 3. And for part 1, it's asking a randomly chosen student reads between 12 to 14 hours. Now, we know that 12 is going to be somewhere here because it's going to be below 14. And so we're looking for between 12 to 14. So we're looking for pretty much this area here. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to work out the Z values. So we're just going to put down Z value is the X minus the mean over standard deviation. So here we're going to get 12 minus 14 divided by 3. That's going to be negative 2/3. So when we have a look at this particular graph here, when it's normalized, we're looking for negative 2/3. Now, probably a good idea to write negative 2/3 as a decimal, just because it'll make it easier for us to look it up. So we're looking for probability of negative 0.666 between Z and 0. So we can put this, I think I did show you folks the other time where the probability tree was. Here it is. I'm just going to get rid of all of this because that was the previous one. So we're looking for 0.666. So 0.66 and 6 there. So it's going to be 2,4. I'm just going to put this in the calculator. So I've got menu 1. So I've got 0.2454 plus 0.0019. So that's going to give me 2473. But let's just go back here. So it's 0.666 0.2473. All right, now the thing about this is that, okay, so we've got the probability. Let's just put this in the calculator just to see what it does. So we're going to go into stat mode, and we're going to go to distributions, normal, NCD. Our lower value in this case is going to be 12. Our upper value is 14. Our standard deviation is 3, and our mean is 14. And when you calculate it, what it does do is it does give you the probability, which is 2475. And you might be wondering, how come it got 2475 and we got 2473? Because I think we went 0.666. This might have, it's just a lot more accurate. So, you know, you're going to be a couple of decimals off there. I mean, you're almost like 2 1,000s off, which is not too bad. So another way you could do this is, if you don't want to do all this Z part and everything like that, what you could do is just grab the Z values from here, draw the diagram, and then do the bottom part of this question. So basically, I would actually skip all the whatever I've done here in the pink box, just maybe the green box, and go straight to the red box and show the red box just that as a working out. So if we look at question 2, question 2 says find the probability that a randomly chosen student reads over 20 hours in the last week. Now I'm going to again draw the graph. 14, 20 is going to be over here, and we're looking for over 20, which is going to be this slot here. Now for this particular question, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight into calculator to show you how to do it. So we're going to go lower is going to be 20. Now our upper, and I think this is where every time we work with real numbers, I always go just put it as like, I think it's about 5 times the standard deviation should cover it. But just to be, you know, just be me being silly, I'd just go 1 exponent 10. That's a bit over too much, but it does work. And we're going to keep it at 3 and 14. And so when we do that, we actually are going to get probability of this. Now here's what I'm actually going to do. Because if you look at it, we're actually looking for probability of x greater than 20. This can be written as probability of z greater than. Now we need to find the z value, and we can find it here where it says low. So that's going to be z greater than 2. And then we're going to write the probability as 0.0228. And again, if you have any questions, chuck it up in the chat. Otherwise, we will go to the next question. I'll give you a couple of maybe 30 seconds. All right, let's go to question 2. Similar question. Just see how we go. And I'll give you a minute to kind of work through it. If you want to work through the calculator, that's fine. Work through the calculator. But I think from this point onwards, I'll probably do the questions in the calculator, folks. Just because as long as you show the diagram, then you're pretty much good to go. Hey, Derek, welcome. All right, so I'm going to go through question 2 now. So part 1, what we've got is we're looking for probability of between 6 to 8 hours. All right, and what we're going to do is we're going to draw a little diagram. Our mean is 8, and because it's 6, that's going to be here, and our probability is between the 6 to 8. That's what we're looking for. So in our calculator, I am going to go into lower is going to be 6, upper is going to be 8, standard deviation is 2.5, and mean is 8. And what we've got is we've got a probability of this. Now, as I said to you before, it's always a good idea to write the Z values. So we're going to write this as probability of, what's our Z value lower? It's negative 0.8 between Z and 0 is going to equal 0.2881. All right, and I think that's sufficient enough to show that you know what you're doing for this particular question. Part 2, we've got probability that they exercise more than 12. So that's going to be x greater than 12. And we're going to have 8 here and 12 here. And I apologize, I just realized that both of these questions have similar kind of numbers. Thank you, ChatGPT. So we're looking for probability of x greater than 12, which is equal to probability of z greater than, what am I going to do? I'm going to go 12 as my lower, and then my upper is going to be 1. I always do this. And I'm going to get, so probability of z greater than 1.6 is going to equal 0.0548. And again, let me know if there's any questions. Otherwise, we will move on to the next one. I'll give you a minute. If you're good, you're good. And we'll see how we go. All right, let's go to the next one, folks. Starting to change it up a little bit, hopefully. Or is it still the same? No, I think this question 3 is still the same. Let's go question 4, see how it is. Yeah, let's go 4 actually. Let's try question 4 because question 3 was similar. So 1 minute and then I'll go through the answers. All right, so let's go through this one here. Part 1. So what I've got is we've got a mean of 15 hours and a standard deviation of 4 hours. So we're going to basically just chuck that up there. We've got 15 and 4, and we're looking for between 15 and 18. So 18 is going to be here. I'm just going to draw that as a quick diagram. And then I've got probability of 15 to 18. So chuck that straight into the calculator. Let's go stat. My lower is going to be 15. My upper is 18. Standard deviation is 4 and mean is 15. So when I do that, I get probability of my lower is 0. and my upper limit is 0.75, and the probability is 0.2734. And then looking at part 2. So part 2, we're looking for less than 10 hours. So if it's less than 10 hours, we've got 15 here, 10 is going to be here, and less than 10 hours is somewhere here. So we got probability of x less than 10, and we're going to write this as, let's just go and work it out. So our lower limit in this case is going to be -1, and we're going to put that as exponent 10. Upper is going to be 10. Standard deviation and mean is still the same, so it's fine. And so we've got z less than -1.25. Now you might notice that I don't actually need to write the lower end value because we're actually looking for less than that value. So whenever we do more than or less than, we only have like one of those numbers. So here the probability is equal to 0.1056. And again, I'm going to give you another 30 seconds, see how you go, and then we'll skip through them. Yeah, I mean, like this stuff is fairly straightforward at the moment. All achieved questions are like that. I've got a couple of different variations. See how we go, and then that's pretty much it for today. So we'll just try and get this out of the way. All right, I'm assuming we're good to go, and let's go to the next question. Here we go. Now, on the odd occasion, we get these claim questions, right? So all you got to do is just work out the probability and see whether that probability matches up to the statement or not. That's pretty much it for this question. So if we have a look at it, we've got students spent on social media each week is 18 and 5. So I'm going to draw the graph. So it's going to be 18 and 5. Now it's basically teachers claiming that 90% of students spend more than 12 hours per week on social media. Now more than 12. So let's actually go to find out where 12 is. What the teacher is claiming is this probability here, this entire probability, is 90%. Now technically we know that this is going to be 0.5, so that's already 50%. So we just need to figure out what is it between 12 and 18. So I mean, multiple ways of doing this. So you could actually go probability of x greater than 12. So we're going to go into our calculator. Our lower limit is going to be 12, and our upper limit is going to be, I'm just going to put that as 1 exponent 10. Standard deviation is 5, and the mean is 18. So when we do this, we actually get probability of z is greater than -1.2. And so this probability is now 0.8849. So I guess in this case, we can kind of say, because the teacher is actually claiming 90% spend more than 12 hours, this is only 88.49. So technically the claim is wrong. So we might have to say something like this, claim is wrong as only 88.49% spend more than 12. And on the odd occasion, there'll be a follow-up question is that, what do 95% spend more time on in the social media? And that's something we'll talk maybe on Tuesday, how to find that. But for now, we're going to stick with this. Hey, blank, welcome. Yeah, so let me know if there's any questions with this particular one. Yes, it is. It is real live. Blank. I think usually when you join a live stream, there should be a little live button at the bottom there. All right, if you are good with this question, let me know, and then we'll actually go through another one. I think in all my years of streaming, I think this is the first time I've actually seen something like that, blank, where someone jumps online and go, is this live? I guess we're good. Let's go to the next question. All right, try this one here. So mean of 15 and standard deviation of 4. And then there's a claim that 60% of students work between 12 to 18. All right, so let's have a look at this question here. So we've got question 7, which is, again, going to draw a quick little diagram here. So we've got mean of 15 and standard deviation of 4. And it says 60% of the students work between 12 hours and 18 hours. All right, so we're going to work out the probability. So probability of between 12 and 18. And I'm just going to work again in the calculator, because what it does is it gives me the Z values as well. So it saves me a lot of time. So my lower is 12, my upper is 18. Standard deviation is 4. My mean is 15. And there we go. So probability between negative 0.75. So that's for Z, and that's between positive 0.75. And this is equal to 0.5467. So once again, claim is incorrect, as only 54.67% work between 12 and 18. Yeah, thanks. Oh man, you guys are crack up. Between 12 and 18 hours. Okay, cool. I'm going to pause there. Let me know if there's any questions with this one. And I think there's only 2 more questions after this, because yeah, just Sunday night, taking it easy. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work, guys, because it's like, you know, it's just going to keep going up, and eventually you're going to end up with infinity, and then eventually you're going to end up with infinity plus 1. All right, let me just have a look. How many questions have I written for today? Question 9. Oh, yep. Right, so next question is pretty much going to be the last question for the evening, because Sunday night. Believe me, I'd hate my maths teacher too if I was teaching. Honestly, some days I drive my kids mental. All right, let's go. Last question for the night, people. I got a little bit of planning to do tomorrow. You got an NCEA level 1 test tomorrow? Which one is that, Jaden? Blank live streams is pretty much, it starts now and it goes till November. Oh, I didn't even know they had an algebra level 1 test, Jaden. Blank, but also we do, I do live streams for giveaways as well. I think there's going to be one this Thursday or Wednesday, depending on how tired I am on one of those days. What do you mean help with tests? What exactly, which test are we talking about? Giveaway. Usually we do giveaways for t-shirts because I actually make t-shirts. Where have you been, blank? I mean, what year level are you? Take the luck. All right, I'm just going to do this question and then we'll have a chat, all right? So question 9, I think this is the last one for the day. Oh, you're all year 10. What are you guys doing in the 12 probability stream? You need help like right now. Okay, let me finish this question. I'll tell you what. I'll finish this question. I'll start another random stream because this gets saved up for level 2 probability. And then I'll jump on and I'll help you guys depending on what questions you got. Does that sound like a plan? I said 3 of you. All right, let's do this question and then I'll create a random live just for you guys so we can just sit and do some questions, all right? 20 minutes. I gotta do some schoolwork after that anyway. All right, so for these ones here, now what it says is, the weight of the bags is normally distributed 5 kgs, standard deviation of 0.4 kgs. Now the first part actually says find the interval that are within 2 standard deviation. Now all that means is we're basically doing mean plus or minus 2 standard deviations. So we've got 5 plus or minus 2 times 0.4. So we're going to get 5 plus or minus 0.8, which means we're going to get 4.2 and 5.8. That's pretty much the interval that's within 2 standard deviations of the mean. So if you think about it like this, we've got 4.2 and 5.8 here. And that's pretty much covering the 2 standard deviations from the mean. Now the second part of this question, it pretty much says find the probability that a random chosen bag of apples falls within this interval. So we're looking for between 4.2 and 5.8. Now we already know that this is 2 standard deviations, so we can kind of just go -2, Z, and +2. Because it was already 2 standard deviations, that's a little trick for you right there. That way you just can go -2 to Z to 2. Yes, Bob the Builder, this is covered in level 2 stats. All right, so we're going to go into our stat mode, and then what are we going to do? We got 4.2, 5.8, standard deviation is 0.4, and then the mean is 5. So as you guys can see, the lower limit and upper limit is -2 and +2. And then our probability is 0.95. So we can just write this as 0.9545. So guys, that is pretty much covers like the basics of normal distribution finding probability. On the next live stream that we're going to do, we're actually looking at inverse probability. And then after that, we'll probably combine probabilities like we combine normal distribution with a little bit of probability trees, if that makes sense. Will you be doing a cover on the level 2 externals? What do you mean by cover, Bob the Builder? Are you talking about a live stream like revision or skills? By the way, level 2 stats, guys, this is it for tonight. Yep. So we will do like a revision live stream later on. Yeah, we'll do that later on. Give me like maybe another week and then we'll start doing it. Because usually I start in August. I realize we just at August. So we'll start like level 2 and then level 3 calc. And then a bit of level 1. And then I think I'm going to throw in a bit of numeracy as well. Level year 10 numeracy. All right, now those 3 guys here, are you still here? Do you still want me to go through some things, or what are we doing? Otherwise I can get back to my work. Let me know. I am Bob the Builder. The junior college, not the senior one. I was at the senior one a very long time ago. What exactly do you guys need help with, blank blank? Like what topic? I don't even know where to put it. Patterns and graph. Are you doing linear algebra or quadratics? Derived grade is usually mock exam. Oh God, you needing all 3. Okay, what I might do is that's a lot to cover, guys. Let me just find something for you. I think I have it already set up as little tutorials. Level 1. Nah, they're good, Bob. They're actually pretty decent. Like, I use them a lot, so. Alright, I'm going to jump out this stream, guys, and see if I can start another one, and I'll see you guys down there, alright? As for the probability, guys, I'll see you on Tuesday. Okay, catch you later.